Hello there guys, Ghost is the Prussian Prince, and I just realized that I was not recording this whole time. Wow. But anyway, this is the Decade of Darkness semi-final. Best of 3 match between Danko and from TWR and Eliminator from Ian's clan. And Danko chose an interesting faction, Suebi, against Gete on Armavir, and currently he has his whole army in the forest. As for Eliminator, he's got his, well, not really in the forest, but you can't really see Danko's army really. He's just walking it up slowly in the forest. I think it's a good idea for him to do. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the build. So Danko's got, I think it is 3 Germanic Scout Riders. No, make that 4 Germanic Scout Riders, interestingly enough. These guys are pretty interesting units, to say the least. Maybe not really too good against bow horsemen, but on this map they're quite nice, I feel. Then he does have 2 Riders of the Hunt. As for his main line, he's got Aryavistus in a Swordmaster General unit, and he has also 4 Spear Levy in the back. He does have some Cimbri Bowwomen as well, 3 of those. Mix of different sword units, so basically 2 Bloodsworn on his left and a Wolf Warrior on his right. As well as, I believe it is this 4 Swordmasters? Yes, it is 4 Swordmasters. As for his opponent, Eliminator, who is playing as Gete, as I mentioned before, he has 3 Spear, make that 4 Spear Horsemen. Wow, interesting. And I guess it can work against Suebi if he brings a lot of cheap swords, but he didn't really bring so many cheap swords, mostly Swordmasters, which do quite well against the Spear Horsemen, I suppose. Now, I'm not sure how many Bow Horsemen he has. I think he actually only brought, yeah, he brought 2 of those, so it's not really a huge commitment. Like, normally you see 3 of those. I guess he only brought 2 because he's like, okay, it's this map with a lot of forests, so they won't really be too cost effective, I feel. It's probably what he said. But in terms of melee units, he has 2 Axe Warriors on his right flank, 2 Axe Warriors on his left flank, 2 Spear units protecting his center. Literally, they're just called spears. That is it. Then behind those, he has his Noble Sword General. He is a Warrior General, interestingly enough. Very interesting, actually. Not Strategist and not Commander, so a change. But I simply prefer the Strategist and Commander over Warrior, but maybe he just wants to start a chain route of his own. Anyway, yeah, he does have a pretty strong main line of all these 5 Noble Swords. This is pretty crazy what he's bringing, as well as like 2 Axe Warriors on his left, on each flank. So in melee department, I would say that Eliminator has a slight edge, as there are only 4 Swordmasters. Even though he does have a Wolf Warrior and 2 Bloodsworns, he cannot win the melee fight. But what he does have, though, is he has these Riders of the Hunt and Germanic Scout Riders, and he still has quite a lot of units. Like, he has more infantry units than Eliminators, so even though these guys are Spear Levy, they might still be able to support a little bit. It's just going to be, I think it's still going to be a bit difficult for Danko, though, to pull this one off. But considering he's Aryavistus, he definitely can pull it off, I think. Like, if he uses his abilities properly, he surely will be able to. But we'll see. And now, as you can see, he's switching places. Like, he's putting his general here in the center of the formation. He wants like 2 Swordmasters on his left flank, 2 Swordmasters on his right, and then his general unit in the center, as it's a little bit safer for him, and he can cover more of the army with like his abilities. But But yeah, he's probably just gonna go for a frontal rush and crush these units. But the thing about Eliminator is he's doing a smart thing. He has 2 spread out spears in front, which will actually deal with the charge quite well. Like, they'll die on the charge like almost instantly, but then they will ruin the charge of those units that Danko has. And their charge is just brilliant with Ariovistus, but if you strip them of that, they might not do so well anymore against Gete, but we will see. So, I mean, Swordmasters, they're really good, but I think, yeah, they're quite even with the Noble Swords. I didn't actually test them, but I think Noble Swords might still win. Yeah, I think Noble Swords will win. Probably over Swordmasters. I think Noble Swords will win, but not sure how it's really going to happen. Because as I said, I didn't really test it. But the thing is, again, Ariovistus, everything relies on how not Duck, but Danko uses his abilities. Sorry, still quite tired from yesterday. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, not we. He. Damn it. Sorry, again. Really tired because yesterday was Team Dignitas Invitational Tournament, which I played in and got crushed 2-1 by Llewellyn in the first round, unfortunately. Llewellyn is very good, so... But yeah, I'm still not happy about my performance. But anyway, yeah, and this video probably is going to come out much later than when the tournament ended. But anyway, let's see how he's going. So fast charge is now popped, but he is not really getting the charge bonus right now. He doesn't need it right now because he's just up against spears, so perhaps this is good for him. But he's going to get his charge bonus anytime now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So now he has the charge bonus. He should go in as he has the charge bonus, because if he doesn't, he will just get destroyed. Like, I mean, not destroyed, but his bonuses will not exist anymore in this battle, so he has to go for it. I know, and yes, he's gonna go and kill the spears, and this game is, wow, it's so laggy, but here come the Germanic Scout Riders into the Noble Swords. They're gonna go in frontally and stop the charge of the Noble Swords. And now, what's gonna happen is Danko is going to be getting his charges. He still has fast charge available, but I think that Germanic Scout Riders are kind of stopping his charge a little bit, but at the same time, the Noble Swords couldn't get their charges off, so I think this is really good for Danko right now. He still has the charge bonus that he gains from Ariovistus. Look at the charge bonus of these Wolf Warriors. They should do a lot of damage to the Noble Swords of Eliminator. I think this is going to go very well for Danko here, at least the engagement of in the center, I think, because look at the bonuses from Ariovistus. So what Eliminator should have done is he should have, as soon as he saw that Danko, wow, why do I keep calling him Duck? As soon as he saw that Danko just charged and used fast charge on him, he should have pulled back his forces, like everything, immediately, left his spears behind and waited it out until the bonuses from Ariovistus expired. But it's easier said than done, because I believe fast charge does grant you movement speed buffs, so it is not easy to do. But I think that was his only chance. But even though the game isn't over right now, I still think it's looking really good for Danko, because he is just rolling through the Noble Swords right now. There's no question about it. The Sword Masters are doing quite well. But again, we have more swords for Eliminator as well, so maybe it isn't going as well as you would think. Yeah, these spear horses though. Sure, they'll be able to kill the Simri bow women, but I mean, they'll die, and that's not really a cost-effective trade for him. Spears coming back for Eliminator. He does need to bring them back though, and realize that he does have them. Some nice charges here with the bow horses into the Germanic Scout Riders. Should get them out of the fight really, but not sure if that's gonna be what he wants to do. He's gonna be able to get into the Simri bow woman here though, And I mean, even though this unit will eventually die, even to the Simbri Bowwomen, it's still going to stop them from firing for a bit. And I guess it's the best use that of the bow horsemen that you could have had at this point, I think. Because look, they aren't firing anymore. They're fighting with spears though, so they're doing, yeah, they just destroyed the cav. Here comes the other unit though, so this is going to do a little bit more damage from Eliminator, but if Danko actually pulled the spear levy unit though to deal with the bow horsemen, it would be much better. But just look at these bow horses, they're dying to the Simbri Bowwomen because they actually fight with spears against cav, so cavalry isn't as strong as you would think against Simbri Bowwomen, just because they have some pretty decent stats and they fight with spears against cavalry. But yeah, you can see here the spear horsemen are actually doing some damage onto these wolf warriors, so this is good for Eliminator. But the swordmaster lion for Danko, it's actually not doing as well anymore. But here it's this noble sword general is actually winning against the swordmaster. This is interesting. He did pop shield wall, so maybe that's why it's happening. But you think that shield wall would actually not work too well on units with high attack, and 46 is pretty high attack. But I think Danko, even though, like, I think even if he doesn't win the melee engagement, which looks like he should be winning, he's still gonna have Simbri Bowwomen, which should just do very well against the spear horses, I think. Yeah, look, these Simbri Bowwomen, they are not dying, they're barely dying to these spear horsemen. Like, it's pretty amazing how they're hanging on here. And we have some spear levy by Danko getting sent in to deal with the spear horsemen right now. But as you can see in the main line, here comes a charge from Germanic Scout Riders. Very good charge here into the Axe Warriors, stopping them from flanking Danko's units. But yeah, now Danko is going to get flanked, so he has to win the engagement in the center, and he's really winning that. But his general is starting to fall in terms of numbers, down to 56. But the general of Eliminator also not looking too good. I think, yeah, this is a really hard one to call, but it still should be a win for Danko, I feel, just because of the Simbri Bowwomen that are still alive. He's just gonna have to kite a lot in this engagement, and it's gonna be really hard for Danko. But yeah, or is he? Because yeah, look at these two noble swords dying, and this swordmaster should survive for a while. He did pop headhunt, which is gonna be really nice and keep that swordmaster into the fight. But finally, this noble sword unit over here is going to start falling. So yeah, the swordmasters for Danko doing their job overall. The ones over here lost though, and I guess it's because they didn't really get the best charge, because they were stopped by his own cavalry, I think, as they were running through. But look at these Germanic Scout Riders getting destroyed by bows. Like, his own bows destroyed his Germanic Scout Riders, I think. But look at these Axe Warriors. Yes, they have a lot of kills, but it's mostly against Spear Levy, so they didn't really do too much here. Yes, the Riders of the Hunt will eventually die, but they're stopping the Axe Warriors, and now Spear Levy from Danko can actually come in and destroy these Axe Warriors from the flank. And we also have further engagements down the line over here. Unfortunately, this game is pretty laggy, otherwise it would have been over by now. Just look at this Swordmaster here, the general for Danko. It's just going to be able to come down around and actually destroy those spears. Nice javelins thrown onto the spears here. Oh, and that kill animation was pretty amazing. Nice moment to zoom in, I suppose, as they're fighting across the line here. Are we gonna get another amazing one? I wonder. Usually the way to get kill animations is like a really strong unit against a weak one, I think, because then like people will die quicker, so it's easier to guarantee that happening. Oh, this guy just fell off his horse because his horse died. Maybe he died as well. You can see these guys fighting over here though, but yeah, you can see Eliminator only has one Mercenary Axe Warrior left, so this is game, and Danko should be able to advance further into... Well, not advance further, but... He should be up 1-0 after this. Wow, I really can't speak at all. I can't speak at all. Yeah, these noble swords, this is the last unit for Eliminator, and it is routed off the field, so... Good game is called, and I think it's because I have the UI off, I can't really see, but yeah, let's see now. Unit statistics, Bow Horsemen did some damage, Spear Horses they did their job, but... And even if they were harassed by Germanic Scout Riders and Riders of the Hun, but just look at those Simber Bow Women, sorry. Then look at the Swordmasters. The Swordmasters, what they did here was very amazing because they went up against Noble Swords and absolutely crushed them. Because he got the charge bonus from Ariovistus as well as the AP damage bonus. And that's really what helped Danko win this game. And just look at the Simbri Bow Women. Even the Spear Levy did so much work here. Like, that was amazing. Those spears didn't really do much for Eliminator, but I mean, they were there to stop Ariovistus's ability, I think. Anyway, I shall see you in game number 2. And we are back with game number 2. Again, this map. So, we've got Tylus for Eliminator. A very, very strong faction indeed. Whereas we've got a Dristian Kingdom for Danko. A strange choice, but one that can definitely work. Let's see the builds though. So, Danko's got up front 4 Thracian Cavalry. These guys are really annoying because they've got missiles and they actually can do quite a bit of damage in melee as well, so they're quite versatile. Now for his main line, we've got 1 Mercenary Falconsman in front of everything else, like just as a meat shield I suppose, to charge in first or something, I'm not sure. Then we've got 3 Thracian Warriors on his left flank, I imagine 3 Thracian Warriors on his right flank, yep. And in the center, we have, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's right, guys. 5 Thracian Warriors. It's not 6, though. It's not 6, so this build is a fail. Just kidding. 5 Thracian Nobles. Really, really scary, considering he's also got 6 Thracian Warriors. So it's 11 really strong units. Now, for Tylus, we have, of course, the standard 3 Raiding Horsemen. Oh, I forgot to say what General Danko is, and he's actually Commander this game. So, Eliminator, he has 3 Raiding Horsemen. Of course, I think he has also, let's see, 2 Celtic Slingers. And that is basically his whole skirmishing and cav component. Nothing else that he brought. Has 2 Oath Swords in the back. One of them is his general. He is, interestingly enough, a commander general, not a what do you call it? Not strategist. I guess it's not the biggest of deals because tribals have not the best morale. They only have 55, so I guess rallying them might come in handy for Eliminator. As for the rest of his forces, I'm pretty sure we have 6 tribals, right? Yeah, we have 6 tribal warriors. This is a super meta core for Tylus. There's 1 Celtic warrior on his right flank, probably more Celtic warriors. Let's see. No, he has 2 Galathracians on his left flank. Wow, and he has 4 Levy Freemen as well. So this is quite peculiar from Tylus, I think. Well, it's not really too. I mean, it's pretty damn standard what he's bringing. Just the Galathracians are quite interesting because there are people who bring Thracian warriors instead of Galathracian infantry and prefer to bolster their numbers that way. And then there are people who bring Thracian warriors instead. I mean, yeah, so people who bring Thracian warriors instead of Galathracians and people who bring Galathracians instead of Thracian warriors. Would be interesting to say which of the two is better, and if it's better in all cases, or if it's just a situational thing, like which one is better than the other. I would like to know that. But of course, both Galathracians and Thracian warriors are solid choices. But yeah, pretty strong build that both the players are going for. So I guess Danko put up his Thracian Cav here because maybe he wants to waste the Slinger volleys, but he's just gonna have to waste 25 volleys. It's gonna be hard for him to do that. Yeah, we have the Thracian Cav over here, gonna get a volley off on the, actually into the backs of the Gallo Thracians. So that is a pretty good engagement for Danko. I feel he did so much. I mean, he did quite a bit of damage to those Gallo Thracians. So I think that's really good for Danko so far. But I mean, he's gonna have to skirmish a lot more if he wants to win a melee engagement, I think, because. But the thing is, 5 Thracian nobles. You think, okay, he's gonna lose the melee engagement, but 5 Thracian nobles destroy tribal warriors. At least you would think so. So how is he going to make it work? That is the question. That is a real question here. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to happen, but we'll see how Eliminator is going to try and pull it off. But so many strong infantry units for Danko. Just insane. So we see that. I mean, Danko is the one who does have a slight skirmish cav advantage, as he's got 4 instead of 3. But Eliminator has foot skirmish advantage. Not like it makes a big difference, but it's a good thing to bring a few skirmishes against the Thracian Kingdom, because they have the ability to bring both Thracian warriors and Thracian nobles, which, yeah, they don't really have enough armor to really do alright against skirmishes. So a skirmish faction should do quite well against a Thracian Kingdom, I would say. Yeah, we now see Danko trying to go for the slingers with his Thracian cavalry and skirmishing around on his right flank as well. So, I mean, this is pretty good here by Danko. I think Eliminator in this game, what he has to do is he has to use his Levy Freeman to deal devastating volleys to the Thracian nobles and Thracian warriors. But some good volleys on the Thracian cavalry here, gonna do some good HP damage and should be fairly devastating. But I mean, the question is, how is he gonna win in the melee engagement? Because again, Danko has just such a strong melee force that it's going to be really hard for Eliminator to deal with. I feel like Odrisha is not a bad pick against Tylus, but and I think if you're playing as Tylus against Odrisha, you maybe want to consider investing into more Oathsworns, perhaps. I think it might be a good choice to get like 3 or 4 instead of just the standard 2 that is, well, 2 is the standard at the moment in general. I mean, what's Odrisha gonna do against like four Oathsworns or something like that? It's gonna be hard. It's not only will they have the tribals, they're also gonna have super strong Oathsworns, and I actually don't know how Thracian nobles stand up to Oathsworns. That would be interesting to try out. But Thracian nobles might do well against Oathsworns if they get the charge off, because you can see they have 63 charge bonus. But I feel that if you stop the charge of the Thracian nobles, it might go very well for you. But look here, already we have Danko charging in Thracian warriors into tribal warriors, doing lots of HP damage to them actually, but this isn't really effective. I feel like he should be engaging Thracian warriors differently. And here he doesn't actually have an attack order onto these Oathsworns. There we go. But look, these Thracians will do much better against these Celtic warriors, but should still lose. I don't think that this is a good engagement at all for Danko. Like, he shouldn't be engaging his Thracian warriors like that. And now the tribal warriors won here, so Thracian warriors are already off the field. He's gonna be disengaging his Thracian nobles here, but already losing taking damage to Chavs. But I think, yeah, it is Eliminator who's playing this out really well, I feel. But here Danko got a really nice charge with the Thracian nobles. The thing is, and look, Thracian infantry actually losing to Thracian warriors. This is quite surprising here. But I feel like Eliminator is playing this out extremely well, and I feel like he's almost won. Like, believe it or not, I feel like that's how the situation currently is. As you can see, look at these Thracian warriors, they're gonna be off the field. And the Thracian nobles are going to destroy Levy Freeman. Thracian nobles here will do a good job, but they're being surrounded. Why am I in this channel? I don't know why. Yeah, it looks really bad for Danko at the moment. I mean, Eliminator had so many swords, and I think there's no way that Eliminator can lose this game right now. Well, there is a way, but I feel like it's very, very unlikely. Why? Oh, is it public or something? I don't know. What is my chat bugged? Because it keeps saying there's a new message, and there's not really any new message. But I don't know what Danko's gonna be able to do here. I mean, sure, he's actually, maybe I've read this incorrectly, but Danko's lost this flank. Still, this is really annoying. And Danko's surely lost this flank, but he's winning the center, kind of. Like if this tribal routes, it's a good situation for Danko. But the Oathsworn here is in really good shape. Thracian Noble not in as good of a shape, but Thracian Noble is getting a pretty decent charge here. These Thracian warriors, we'll see if they can actually do what they need to do against the Raiding Horsemen. Raiding Horsemen get a weird charge on the Thracian warriors, so Thracian warriors should win that engagement, I feel. But I mean, according to the balance of power, it's going really well for, I think it is Eliminator, and it looked like it in the beginning, but it might still end up that way, but it's not going to be, it's not obvious right now, I think. Because look, these Thracian nobles are absolutely crushing tribals. These Thracian nobles here are holding on, but these Thracian warriors are gone. Look, these Thracian nobles broke through, and there are Celtic slingers. I feel like the Celtic slingers could do a really good job. And look at these Thracian nobles here, duking it out against the Oathsworns, but we will have Thracian warriors flanking around. Look, these Thracian nobles here crushing through tribals. I thought this was really gonna go into Eliminator's favor since the beginning, since basically he destroyed the Thracian warriors with little casualties to his tribals. And then he stopped the Thracian noble charge in the center with Levy Freeman, and then I thought he would like charge in with his own swords, but I'm not sure if he actually did that. But here comes another charge from Thracian nobles. Should do a lot of damage to these tribals, and these tribals should be routed off the field. I mean, look, here are we have Raiding Horsemen here, which are going to be engaged by Thracian warriors, and Thracian warriors are going to get a lot of kills here, eventually going to die though. But we have Thracian cavalry in support, getting a charge off into the horses. This is going to be really close, but Thracian nobles actually doing really well here against the Oathsworn general. Getting a lot of kills, but this is such an insane game right now. Much closer than I thought it would be. And look, yeah, this Thracian cavalry is going to lose to the two Raiding Horsemen though. And there are slingers, so I think, yeah, at this point it should really be sealed. Like, Eliminator should have no way of losing this, I feel. Because he has just so many units left. I guess the balance of power wasn't lying at all, but it did look like Danko was going to somehow pull it off. I mean, he still has, what is this? 1, 2, 3. He still has 4 of his 5 Thracian nobles. But there's this Oathsworn here. There are so many swords, and these Celtic Slingers have barely used any ammo, I think. So they can get a lot of kills. And still raiding horsemen that haven't used their ammo. So look, these Thracian nobles will not do very well at all. And look, the generals should rout to this back charge. Raiding horsemen coming to save the day for this one Oathsworn unit. And the Oathsworn should win right now. And this should be game, but it was not actually so obvious. Near the end, I guess. But whereas in the beginning it looked really decisive for Eliminator. And Danko somehow pulled it back. Look, Danko is still fighting. Like, he might actually somehow do something again, but oh my goodness, he might actually kill those tribals. And once he kills the tribals and the Oathsworn here, like, there's one Thracian noble against the Oathsworn, but look, this is a very good move here by Danko. This is amazing. He's gonna be able to get a free charge again into the Oathsworn. Look at this. This is such a good move by Danko, and this is a sign of a really good player. Like, he notices that Eliminator used shield wall. So right now the Oathsworn is going to route to the Thracian noble, but it's not actually routing. Oh, and this tribal warrior should route, but is it? This game is so close. Danko is going to pull out of the tribal warriors, as they also shield walled, and that they have been routed. And now this Oathsworn here should be killed off. And as soon as it routes, I think it might actually switch the tide again. But Danko might have a shot. There's this really strong Oathsworn general though that Danko somehow has to deal with. And he's getting shot to pieces by the Celtic Slingers. I know it's in the woods, but still. Like, this is so close near the end. Like, 2 Slingers and a 1 Oathsworn general? Really? This is really close. Like, I didn't think it would get this close, but these Thracian nobles really pulling their weight here. I guess he really should have brought 6 Thracian nobles instead of the Thracian warriors. But yeah. We will see. We will see. Yeah, the Slinger is doing so much damage, and I think Danko has to go now if he wants any chance. He has to engage the Oathsworn general. And he's gonna start running. But as soon as he gets into the open plains, like, he's not gonna look so good. But I mean, thing is, Eliminator is giving him a chance here, because if his general dies and the Oathsworn is flanked by this 1 Thracian noble, this could be the end of Eliminator. Like, if this one unit dies, these 2 Celtic Slingers might just rout off the field and die. Yeah, look, Headhunt was activated for Danko. And here comes the charge into the Oathsworns. Really nice spread by Danko, but the Thracian noble routed. Thracian noble routed. And now the Thracian noble should lose to the Oathsworn. And it is game. Eliminator is going to end up winning. So we're actually going to have the game tied. It's going to be 1 apiece. After this insane game, I really thought Eliminator was going to actually mop this one up pretty easily considering his start, but Danko really managed to do a lot with these Thracian nobles. Just look at them. 334 kills. Look at this melee attack they have. 104. And they're not just 9 though, so it's like they're not gonna be able to do too much, but over 100 melee attack, really. Just insane the amount of damage they've been able to cause on these Oathsworns. So yeah, not a good start by Danko this game, but he really did a very good job pulling the game back, but it still wasn't enough after the deficit he had in the beginning. But anyway, look at those Thracian nobles, the kills on those Thracian nobles, and yeah, I shall see you in the last and final game of this series. And we are back with game 3. And I think this is Migdal. I think last game was also Migdal or Armavir. I don't remember. I think it may have been Migdal. Yeah, this is Migdal if I'm correct. But perhaps I'm wrong. Again, I don't know the maps too well still, but we will see. So we've got Bactria for Eliminator. And Armenia for Danko. I'm gonna go over the Bactrian build first, as it seems to be pretty nicely organized. He's got 4 Bactrian Noble Horse, a Hellenic Cataphract, interestingly enough, and a Bactrian Royal Cavalry General, instead of an Elephant General. Quite strange choice by Eliminator, but perhaps it is a meta choice, and he is hoping that Danko is going to bring a lot of units to counter it, but we'll see about that. So, he's got, in terms of skirmishes, he actually has 4 Persian Light Archers, pretty decent archers. They're just very weak against missiles and cavalry though, but they're fairly cheap, so yeah. Then he's got 1 Eastern Spearman on each flank. He also has 2 Thurian Spears behind his main line of 4 Levy Pikes. So again, this build that Eliminator is using is actually quite strange, I would say, but I guess it can work. But anyway, I'm gonna go over Danko's build this time around. So he's got an Armored Horse Archer on the right. Then we have, let's see, do we actually have, yeah, we have a Noble Horse Archer on the left. So basically 2 Horse Archers. This one's already down to 57 out of 60 though, so good job by Eliminator, but then again, he's using a lot of ammo on it. And now he's actually wasting his ammo because the Horse Archer is running away. So good job by Danko in this case. We can see here the Noble Horse Archer is actually coming to try and snipe perhaps the Scythian Horse Archer, or the Persian Light Archers. But oh, he's gonna take some serious casualties here with the Noble Horse Archer. Or, well, he's not taking casualties, but he's actually losing, taking HP damage on his Noble Horse Archer. So that's not good for Danko. But anyway, for the rest of his forces, we've got on his left flank 3 Persian Hoplites, supporting 2 Eastern Cataphracts and Royal Cataphract General. That is a commander, interestingly enough, not strategist, even though he's Royal Cataphract Gen. Then we've got an Eastern Archer. Then for his right flank, again, 3 Persian Hoplites with 3 Eastern Cataphracts and an Eastern Archer. So it looks like a really cool build by Danko, what he's using here. And the Horse Archers, even though they're not Scythian Horse Archers or Sarmatian ones, or like really cheap 400 cost ones, or whatever Armenia has, I think they have 400 cost ones, not sure. Even though they're not those Horse Archers, they're still, I mean, first of all, they're much better in melee and they have much more armor. And they aren't that much more expensive, but yeah, we shall see if he can use them effectively. Because Eliminator, he's gonna actually try and push his back to Noble Horse up, but we can see Danko's just being very patient, hiding his forces in the forests and making sure that he's skirmishing with Armored Horse Archers. But the kiting by him is pretty good, because he's not losing too much against the Horse Archers and he's wasting their volleys. And these Scythian Horse Archers, they have to do damage onto the Cataphracts of Danko. Because I really feel like Eliminator is going to have a really rough time defeating the Cataphracts. Because, sure, he's got 1 Hellenic Cataphract. That's really good. He's got a Bactrian Royal Cav. Not so good against Cataphracts. And he has 4 Bactrian Noble Horse. Okay, they might do alright if there's no charge for the Cataphracts. So he's gonna have to make sure that the Cataphracts can't get proper charges off on his own cavalry, and then he'll be able to do a fine job. But you can see Danko here just playing super solidly, trying to make sure that he's wasting the ammo of Eliminator, and he's indeed doing that right now. Look at these arrows just falling short of the mark. Probably another volley here that was wasted, not sure. Also, it was also Danko wasting a volley, but yeah, so far so good by Danko. I mean, he's skirmishing. He's not actually doing too much damage, and he's losing men of his own. But what he is doing, though, is he's making Eliminator use all his missiles on his Horse Archers. Again, which just makes it really nice for him, because then his Cataphracts, like, if those guys run out of ammo, and they can't kill the Cataphracts, I think Danko just auto wins, I think, with his build. Like, he's gonna be able to use the Persian Hoplites to make sure that the Levy Pikes, the Thura Spears, and the Eastern Spearmen cannot support the engagements with the Cataphracts. Even though there are 4 Levy Pikes, like 4 other spears, the Persian hoplites are more maneuverable than the pikes, and they will be able to come into engagements much faster than the Livy pikes. So I feel like Danko is got a really good shot at winning this game, and we shall see how he's gonna be able to do it. Yeah, really nice shots here. Like, he's gonna be able to kill a few of those horse archers, especially the ones that are not in the forest. He's not actually killing them, but in fact, it is Danko who's trading quite well with these horse archers. But now Danko is actually gonna get his horse archer caught, I think. Or maybe he wants to start engaging as he notices that this Bactrian noble horse is out of the engagement. So he might actually start running away his horse archer, like all the way around the map, to make sure that he can start engaging with one melee cavalry unit less for Eliminator. But look, he is actually going to activate Precision Shot, which is a fairly interesting choice because it actually gave him so much missile damage. And with all that missile damage, he can do a lot of damage to these Bactrian noble horse. These guys just made a weird charge. But look at this, 46 missile damage is just going to do so much damage here to this Bactrian noble horse, because it's 46 guys. But now they're down to 40, so not the best, I guess. He does have another noble horse archer though here, 35 damage. You can see the 40 missile damage is you can see he's using heavy shot because he only has 100 range, whereas these guys here have 125. He's still on standard shot with the noble horse archers. And the reason why it's so is because he only requires standard shot to kill the Scythian horse archers, whereas using heavy shot on the Bactrian noble horse is probably more effective. I'm not sure if it is though, because these guys are on the run, but it might be. So we should see more shots fired upon the Bactrian noble horse here. Still haven't really died though. Not much have died. But here the Bactrian noble horse might actually catch the armored horse archers. Like, oh, this is really, really good by Eliminator here. Just look at these horse archers getting caught. This is really good here. If these horse archers die, they actually might not die, but they will rout. Like, the unit might not fully die, and it's impossible for the unit to fully die, but it will rout potentially. He does keep the unit, and he does get some more kills, but this is still really bad for Danko. He could have used his horse archers to much better effect, I think, but he's still peppering those back through noble horse. He could have taken that time though to actually start engaging in the front line, because there were 3 Bactrian noble horse occupied here with this horse archer. But yeah, with this Bactrian noble horse here that Eliminator is sending, he's going to be able to kill this armored horse archer without a doubt. Unless Danko just pulls off a really cool move here and actually turns around here. Like, he should do that right now, I feel. And there he goes. He's gonna switch direction. And Eliminator is just fooled. And yeah, he's gonna activate Precision Shot, which gives him more missile damage again. And he's now winded instead of just exhausted, because it does make kind of like reset your fatigue levels for a bit before making them exhausted, I think. So it's good to use on exhausted units, I guess. Anyway, we see Danko actually trying to move up and start an engagement, but he definitely shouldn't go frontally into these. There are no pikes here though, are there? Yeah, there you go. So he's gonna get a charge into the Eastern Spearman. It's gonna be pretty devastating here, but he should disengage, I feel. He can't keep going through, and there is the Cataphract though, and he might actually just want to keep these units engaged, and he supports with Persian hoplites. Possibly what he wants to do. Here he's probably just gonna go frontally with Cataphracts, but he needs the charges and he's not getting the charges off. Oh, there we go. He's gonna start charging with Eastern Cataphracts, and this should just do so much damage to Eliminator's Bactrian noble horse, because he's gonna get pretty clean charges onto the Bactrian noble horse here, and he's gonna be able to support pretty quickly with Persian hoplites. He's got some armored horse archers running around as well, and look at these units here for Eliminator. They're not holding out too well, and really good job here by Danko. He's pulling back the Cataphracts that he used to charge in there and get like 60 kills, because he actually engaged the Persian hoplites. So basically, if Eliminator tries to go for these cataphracts, his unit will try to pull through on its own and just die to the Persian hoplites. Or not go through at all, but here we see Danko activating Raised Banner and not Trample though. This was a mistake by Danko. He didn't really get the best charge, but he is stopping the Persian light archers kind of from firing. And he's gonna be able to beat the Bactrian Royal Cav here. And look, the noble horse archers here. He stopped chasing the mercenary city and horse archer, but he's still gonna be able to beat it with like horse archers. But look at this, Persian hoplites engaging levy pikes from the front. This is not good by Danko, so he's probably just gonna disengage here, I feel. Yeah, he's disengaging right now. This is good by him. But the cataphracts are gonna go for a charge into the eastern cataphracts here. Cataphracts against cataphracts. We know that the Hellenic cataphracts here should definitely destroy those eastern cataphracts though. But not with the eastern archer support though, I think. And we still see that Danko is just going for it with like all these Persian hoplites are going to kill the Thurio spears. And just look at this, armored horse archers engaging here just to stop the Bactrian noble horse and to make sure that the Persian hoplites can support the engagement. The Thurio spears will lose the Persian hoplites, and you can see here that this Thurio spear just got massively charged by eastern cataphracts, and now the eastern cataphract will pull out after destroying the Thurio spear. We still have noble horse archers alive and well for Danko, 49 out of 60. Still shooting and doing damage to these Bactrian noble horse. And he's got another brilliant charge into this levy pike unit before it actually got its pikes down, I think. So he was able to do quite a bit of damage. But now they have the pikes down, so these cav units will be skewered. He's gonna try and pull out of there, but he's kind of going through the pikes, so I feel like the pikes will destroy this cataphract. Good engagement here by Eliminator, but just look over on the map. Like, Danko's flanking around with eastern archers. He's gonna kill all these pikes and Thurio spears. He has the mobility, and look, this Bactrian Royal Cav by Eliminator just gonna die to Persian hoplites. This Royal Cataphract is going to definitely win in melee against this Bactrian Royal Cav and the Persian Light Archer, even though it says the Royal Cataphract is losing. Awkwardly enough. Good job here by Eliminator, supporting the engagement here with his Persian Light Archers, but I feel like it's not going to be enough, especially with this Eastern Cataphract alive and well. It's gonna go into the Persian Light Archers, and just look. Hellenic Cataphract gonna die here. Levy pikes will be engaged, again, frontally, but the pikes aren't down. Now they are though, so the Persian hoplites will not do too well. Danko should pull out his Eastern Cataphracts here. I think he notices, but his guys got stuck. So here, Levy Pike's trying to chase Persian hoplites, but really they're out of position, so they'll not be able to do much. And now, he's probably gonna have to do something, but look at this Levy Pike unit. It's totally out of position, and it's just gonna get totally flanked and crushed from both angles. Really nice micro here by Danko, just making sure this Levy Pike unit is worthless. And we can see on the other sides of the battlefield, Danko is also crushing through Eliminator's forces. And Danko is going to be the victor in this game, and he will advance over into the final to face Llewellyn or Void Dragon. Both really difficult, really good and really difficult players to beat. Arguably Llewellyn is the stronger opponent though, and probably the one that will beat Void Dragon. Void Dragon could pull an upset though, but it's quite unlikely. Anyway, we can see here that Eliminator just couldn't really get too much done with his army. You can see here the kills not really there, but just look at Danko, like masterful use of his cavalry, Persian hoplites, and Eastern archers. Even though he only had 2 Eastern archers, like skirmishing advantage was there for the Eliminator, and for Persian light horse, wow, for Persian light archers against the 2 horse archers by Danko. But this kind of army worked really, really well for Danko, actually. This worked fantastically. And we're back with the game number 4. Interestingly enough, this is a best of 5, even though Danko originally told me it was best of 3. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to edit the video and be like, oh, sorry, it's not over, because I was saying Danko is now on to the final, and he will probably face Llewellyn, but no, it's not the case. Anyway, for this game, I'm joined by Reptilicus. Hello.
Oh my god, it's Reptilicus, and don't tell me you never heard this intro before. It was cracking, Prince.
Well, I didn't really try, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's fine. But when it comes to cracking, I actually think it's gonna be some cracking of skulls here. I mean, we got Danko. Danko's on a roll now. Danko's out for blood. And, well, Eliminator is, well, they're trying to not get bloodied by Danko, I would have to say. But that's me being totally non-biased, right?
So, yeah. We've got Tylus for Danko on Nemetasena, and Ro4 Eliminator on Ro4 Eliminator. Anyway, still tired after yesterday.
Nemetasena. Oh,
yeah, on Nemetasena.
Yep.
They're playing two maps at the same time.
Yep, this is some MLG physics, man.
Yeah.
Not even Stanley Kubrick could think of this.
So, Eliminator's got let's see. 2 Equites and 1 Auxiliary Cav on his left flank, supporting 2 Hastati. As for his right flank, he's got 2 Hastati with an Equites. And in the center, we've also got another Equites, so basically, that is his cavalry force.
A little bit more Cav, yep.
Yeah. We've got Legatus, not General and Bodyguard, interestingly enough. And his front line is composed of 2 Legionary cohorts on kind of like right side of his center, and 3 Legionary cohorts on the left side, and in the center he has 4 Evocati cohorts. So pretty strong Roman line with like 4 Hastati supporting it, I guess, on the far flanks.
That's a little bit too much, I think. Bring in 4 Hastati, especially after the nerf, it's a little bit too much. But basically, the only thing that actually shocks me is the Auxiliary Cav, realistically. Yeah. That's pretty dubious, but Danko's build is actually looking pretty damn fine to take on Rome easily, especially because Eliminator's got only, what, 4 Evocati? Oh my god.
Yeah, and Danko's got 6 tribals. He's got, I think, how many Old Sworns? 2 Old Sworns, like, right in the center. And 1 Celtic warrior on each flank. Actually, no, 2 Celtic warriors on each flank. So that's a pretty damn strong build by Danko. We've also got Celtic Slinger and a Thracian Peltas in the back.
Yep. I think they were brought in anticipation for elephants, but considering there's no pachyderms on the battlefield, I have to say it can still be effective though, especially the slingers in late game. But yeah, the way they're used.
Just have the 4 cool raiding horse and the 2 levy freemen, so they can still be used. Oh yeah. But we
raiding horse, best horse.
Yeah. Oh, some nice jabs on the Hastati, but I think they may have actually missed the Celtic warriors. So some nice micro here by Eliminator, but Celtic warriors will now engage Hastati. We know that Celtic warriors should destroy Hastati, probably like half of the unit remaining. But we have some Equites coming in for Eliminator to support, so that may change things if they come around in time. And we're gonna have the Equites and Legionary Auxiliary Cav engaging the Raiding Horsemen in melee. This is gonna be good for the Auxiliary Cav and the Equites, because they're going to crush the Raiding Horsemen. Not sure why Danko is actually engaging them like that. I think he should have waited a little bit more for Levy Freeman support. But at the same time, he's engaging the Roman frontally, and his Old Sworn General is beasting up the Evocati cohort. He's actually got a Commander General instead of Strategist on his Old Sworn.
I think that was for the elephants, probably, just for the morale.
Possibly. Levy Freeman coming in to support here, but the Hastati actually beasted up the Celtic warriors, and Celtic warriors will probably rout now as the Equites just got a nice charge, killing like 25 men, and yeah, the Celtic warrior routed, and now the Hastati is still alive with 108 men remaining. That was a really good move by Eliminator, and he's actually killing Danko's raiding horsemen with his auxiliary cav and Equites. So again, a great move by Eliminator here.
Eliminator?
Yeah, though Danko's got his peltasts firing into the Equites. Not sure why he's not targeting the auxiliary cav. Yes, because the auxiliary cav will do more damage to him, but here comes Eliminator flanking around with Hastati, but I think he needs to be really quick because the main line of Danko is really destroying the Roman line. I mean, those Evocatis are not doing too well against tribals. Oh, against the Old Sworns. Even against tribals, actually. One-on-one tribal against Evocati. Tribals are 106 and Evocatis are 92 left. So this is pretty amazing. I thought Evocatis would actually beat tribals, but it's not actually going that way, interestingly enough. Yeah, Celtic Slingers are going to get caught and killed here by Eliminator. He's gonna be able to do some hammer and anvils, but again, it's on Tribal Warriors. They can kind of take that punishment. I think he should be doing that on the Celtic Warriors instead to route them quicker, as they are easier to
Without
kill.
a doubt.
Yeah. And then we have Levi Freeman actually killing off Equites and getting like 33 kills on them. That's pretty cool. And he's now surrounding an Equites with 2 raiding horse. They are still alive. And the Thracian Peltasts are also fine. They're gonna be able to kill this other Equites unit. And basically, Rome doesn't really have much cavalry left. And yeah, he's doing hammer and anvils, but he's not really getting anything done on those tribals. With the hammer and anvils, it's not
He's
too
practically
effective.
got the wrong cav type for effective hammer and anvil against barbarians. I think the Extraordinary would do pretty well.
Yeah.
The shock cav variety. Basically, Danko can easily turn, let's call it, turn around as soon as the cav is dead, because his mainline is more than capable of enough, and well, his Thracians are still kind of alive, so
Yeah.
that definitely helps.
Well, Eliminator did win his right flank, and now he's going to be able to flank these tribals, which will be pretty bad for Danko, but overall, like, it seems like his main line, Danko's main line, is really crushing those Evocatis. But his Oathsworn is down to 67 men, even though it's killing the Evocati, because there is a legionary cohort right behind the Evocati throwing jabs into the Oathsworn. So this is pretty bad for Danko. But that is not his general. His general just destroyed an Evocati and has 98 men left. So luckily that's not his general. But he's gonna be able to kill this last Equites unit with his raiding horsemen. And there is no more cavalry left on the field for Eliminator other than the Legatus. And I think this is gonna be really good for Danko here. Because sure, he's gonna lose his left flank, and tribals are actually engaged and surrounded by a unit of Hastati and legionary cohorts, but they're gonna be able to hold out there for a while, considering that they're really tanky units. And we'll see here.
Yep,
Celtic.
this gives Danko. Sorry, Prince.
No worries. Celtic Warriors crushing Hastati here on this other flank, as well with support of raiding horsemen. But yeah, Legatus trying to do something and support the lines, but Danko is just breaking through. Note I said breaking through, not pulling through in the melee engagement. And Evocati's not doing too well against tribals here, but they're gonna get some jabs off on the Oathsworn as they turn around to try and face them, which is the good move, considering that Danko shield vault, so he's not really gonna have any kind of chasing power. But yeah, some nice support with the Thracian Peltas for Danko as well. Danko's looking really good in this game. And you can't really see it though, Riptilicus, but yeah, you're just gonna have to trust me on that.
Trust me, I do. Basically, just by the army composition in a way, it was in Danko's favor from the start. To be honest, that auxiliary cav and too many Equites against Tillis. As we all know, Tillis is not inherently a cavalry power, so a little bit too much, but still effective, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprisingly good job by Rome, though. I mean, I thought he would have died much quicker. And whoa! Was this bird that just flew over my screen like in game.
Omen of impending doom.
And Legatus is now engaged against Celtic Warriors. I mean, I guess it's probably the best thing to charge with the Legatus, but now it's engaged, it's gonna start dying, and we've still got Danko using Celtic Warriors behind his lines, ready to plug any gaps if necessary, and so many units still left for Danko. And yes, his left flank, just gonna, even though it's not gonna win, it should still be alright, considering that he's doing a fine job on his right. But actually, this Celtic Warrior might route to the Legatus. It's now 32 Celtic Warriors against 20 men of Legatus. We have more Celtic Warriors rushing into the aid though, and the Legatus is now charged. It's down to 18 men. And these two legionary cohorts on this side should just be completely destroyed, as this javelins just hit the rear, and yeah, due to getting hit from the rear, they're just dead now. Routed, and we basically have Danko winning his right flank and holding strong on his left. I mean, maybe he might. It doesn't even matter if he wins on his left flank because he has enough forces on his right at the moment to end up winning this. He still has some raiding horse. He still has Celtic slingers that have ammo left, and Celtic slingers quite nice in the end game when there are like units that are low in terms of strength and HP, which is a really nice thing and for them to do late game. Just do their thing and route and kill as many units as possible. But yeah, good game is called, and Danko wins this one. But Rome actually put up a pretty good fight, even though we still have, well, according to the score screen at least, we have Danko killing 300 more and deploying basically also like 200 more men than Eliminator. So yeah, we have his Oathsworn general, despite not being strategist, killed 178 men, and Thracian Paltas killed 78, and a lot of those are cavalry kills, which is quite nice. Raiding horsemen, 2 of them killed 65 and 53, 1 killed 6, another killed 52, so not a lot, but considering they're against Cav, I mean, it's alright. Celtic warriors, 1 with 113 kills, another with 105, and 2 with 44 and 43. Again, those were the ones that were routed early due to cavalry charges by Eliminator. He did that quite well, just engaging them frontally with his Stadi and then just flanking around with cavalry and charging them and routing them off the field. Levy Freeman, actually, really good job by Danko with them. 67 kills and 58 kills. Those are against mostly cavalry again, so they did a really good job. As for the tribals, let's see. 103 kills, 86, 64, 100, 106, 78. Not the best, but it's because a lot of them were flanked, and he was his Oathsworns were doing the job, like 175 kills and 178. Pretty good against Evocaris, which is what they were killing. And yeah, just Roman infantry not able to do enough. But we have one Hustadi able to kill 162 men. It's pretty big. Must have been the one that engaged the Celtic warrior and then got some kills on the enemy Celtic warrior as the unit was retreating. But anyway, thank you for joining me, Reptilicus. And
thank you for inviting me, Prince.
No problem. Yeah. You had no idea what was going on in the battlefield.
Well, I got this telepathical connection with Danko in a way, and judging by the army builds and everything that was going on, it's kind of possible to actually predict movements. That Cav play by Eliminator, though, totally saw that one coming.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video. I shall see you next time.